name is Krista Baldwin. I am the creative director for McLeod Racing, and we specialize in all driveline components. A third-generation Nitro dragster driver, and both my grandpa and my dad drove top fuel dragsters, so that's pretty cool. I've always grown up in the sport, and so I guess Nitro is pumping through my veins. So I started driving when I was 18. I came out of high school. That was always a big thing, is that I always promised my family that I would go to school. The stipulation of me going to race is graduating high school, and I got to get into the first car, which was a front engine dragster. I competed in Nostalgia Eliminator 1. It's a 760 index at 180 miles an hour. Had a lot of fun with that. Raced that for about 3 or 4 years, and then I made the step up into the A-Fuel dragster. So that's a 5.2 second dragster, injected nitro, 280 miles an hour, 4,000 horsepower. Like, this is a breathing animal. I mean, it's crazy, and I'm so proud to drive this. I mean, it was such a big step, but with my family and my confidants, and I mean, even Paul Lee of McLeod, he's helped me so much to do this, and it's been my passion, and so I love driving. So that's what I've been doing the last 3 years. I've been driving this A-Fuel dragster. This last year, I stepped back from driving, and I got to actually learn more what's behind the cockpit, learn what's happening in the car. And so I've watched a million runs go down the racetrack, but now I can say, oh, okay, so if a hole drops at this point, I know what it's going to feel in the race car. So this last year, it's really grown myself in my racing career. I learned how to pull ahead on my car, and so now I actually work on the car and do the fuel, mix the fuel, and a few other things. But I mean, every part is crucial to what you do in that race car, because it's only 5 seconds, so you have to have an instinct. So learning more and more makes you a better driver. The goal is definitely top fuel. That's where I want to go, that's where I want to be, that's where my family is, and I want to be there with them. But I also have an immediate goal of winning a top alcohol dragster race. I mean, that's going to be a huge thing, because I would actually be the first person in my family to win a Wally if I win in alcohol ranks. And so I really want to accomplish this before moving on to top fuel. Gosh, definitely the camaraderie. We are all part-time racers, or we all are enthusiasts. Like, we actually use our products on our weekend rides. And so just being with, I mean, Paulie, incredible businessman, but also racer. He's such a big influence in my life. But you also have people like Lana Chrisman, who her cousin and her dad are from the Chrisman family. I mean, she practically almost started drag racing. That's super cool to have. And then Joe, our tuner series tech, he is a weekend warrior in his Honda Civic, and he goes out there and drag races and time attacks. And Brian, who's our domestic sales guy, he goes out there. He's actually a boat guy, so he goes out there and hangs out on the boats and stuff like that. But it's just, everyone has this huge passion. And so that's what makes it great working here at McLeod, is that we are all under one roof and we all love doing what we do. McLeod has prided itself since 1971 in becoming the leader in driveline components. A few of our flagship products are the RXT, RST, and the original Street Twin. I mean, those are our main sellers. I mean, that's what sells this company. And so people, of course, love it, and it's very credible, and they know the quality that they're going to get. The biggest difference is what you want to do with the car. So that's what one of the things we asked is, like, is it just a daily driver? Are you taking it to the track? Are you dragging it? Are you time attack? What are you doing with the car? And so that's what we really want to focus on. So the biggest thing is when you pass that 600 horsepower threshold. It makes sense, because like, you have a single disc and you can only go to so much horsepower. We have 4 different types of single disc clutches, so you can do anything from an entry upgrade up until 500 horsepower. But once you get past to that 500, 600 horsepower, we recommend you going into the twin disc. So the biggest difference between the original Street Twin and the RXT and RST is mainly the size. So the original Street Twin is 10.5 inches RXT, RST, is 9 11/16. And so it really depends on, like I said, are you going to race it? Or if you're going to race it, then we want you to be able to shift higher RPMs. And so that would be an RXT and RST. It's actually pretty fitting that you guys came the week before SEMA, so we're debuting a lot of stuff. One of the biggest things that I think lethal customers would like is our 2018 Mustang RXT. So, I mean, the market's always changing. I mean, there's always going to be a new car. There's always going to be more technology. And so what McLeod likes to do is that we want to be the forefront of that. So we want to have the 2018, 2019 models. Another thing that is huge that might be good for the lethal customer is the 10R80 Performance Automatic Transmission Rebuild Kit. So I know McLeod is traditionally a clutch company. Like, don't worry, we get that. But, you know, times are changing. I mean, not a lot of people are buying a stick shift car anymore. It's a dying sport. I mean, I hate to say it, but it happens. I mean, no offense to being a millennial, I get it, but other millennials, they don't want that anymore. So whatever, but we just have to adapt. And so about 2 years ago, we partnered up with McLeod by Revestis transmission kits. And so this is a kit that it's a one-stop shop. So you're able to get everything you need to rebuild your transmission in a one box. So it eliminates the need to outsource all the parts for the mechanics to rebuild your transmission. So, and it's cost effective. I mean, you just get it in one box and you're good to go. We got to keep adapting. And so for us to be the leader, we need to keep going.
Jared would like to know, does Paul need to sit on a phone book to steer over the steering wheel of his race car?
Oh, ouch. So, okay, it's kind of like horse racing, is that the jockey's super small, right? So that's an advantage. I mean, because Paul and I are almost the same height, it's an advantage because we can distribute the weight in the race car different. We can either put it on the nose of the car or put it in the rear of the car, because everywhere you place weight, it affects the car. I mean, it can affect the car to 100th of a second. I mean, that's huge in drag racing when you're going to the 1,000th of a second to winning a race. So, yes, we are small, but it's for the better part of drag racing. So, Jared, it's okay to sit on a phone book to see over the wheel. So something super cool that we have here on loan is that this is a Nitro Margarita mixer. So it's like a Nitro motor, and they put the margarita mix and all that in the tequila, and they start it up like full on like Nitro funny car motor, and it mixes the margaritas for you.
So it belongs to Del Worsham, right? He's a racer, and he built that. It's a top fuel engine. I mean, it's literally a 10,000 horsepower top fuel motor. He built all his extra parts that he had, and every once in a while he'll start it. So he had a party a couple of weeks ago at his house, and he picked it up and took it, and he started it up. It's the first time he ever started it at his house, because he lives in a neighborhood, right? You got a top fuel motor starting in a neighborhood. So I posted it. That's Del right there. That's his dad. This is at his house. So in the back, it's making 15 gallons of margaritas. It's all filled with ice and margarita mix. and it's spinning the blades.
It's awesome.
So that's Dell there running it.
That's pretty awesome. That's badass. That's badass.
So every Friday you guys fire that up, right?
He's shooting flames out. He's run 100% nitro. There's no alcohol in it at all.
All right. Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, that's the machine.
That's awesome.
He used to bring it out to the racetrack, like for the end of the year. We end here at Pomona in a couple of weeks, and he used to bring it out. And Sunday night, they fire that puppy up, and everyone in the pits would come by.
They knew. They're like,
It's pretty crazy thing to see.
So the new bodies now, so you see that steel plate in the back?
Yeah.
All the new ones don't have that. It's just the wings, because of the way that NHRA has a new rule that they're trying to cut back on how fast they're going, and so they changed how much you can do from the motor. So they needed less downforce from the body to keep going faster. So that's why they took out, like, every body that you see is going to be different, but a lot of them don't have that rear
Good. Yeah.
plate.